The Voyage is a monstrous wooden roller coaster located at Holiday World in Santa Claus, Indiana. This park is home to some of the best wooden coasters in the world, and the Voyage may just be the best wooden roller coaster of all time. It is consistently rated as one of the top coasters in the world, and many enthusiasts have claimed this ride to be the king of wooden coasters. Its sheer size is impressive. However, that's not why this ride is so famous. The ride sits back in the Thanksgiving section of the park, backed by Gobbler Getaway, the park's shooting dark ride similar to Boo Blasters at the Cedar Fair parks, and Good Gravy, which is a new for 2024 Vekoma family boomerang. The Voyage opened up back in 2006 and was manufactured by the Gravity Group. The Voyage cost Holiday World roughly $8.5 million US. Definitely a worthy investment for this area of the park. So let's get into the stats. We have a height of 159 feet and a drop of 154 feet, a max speed of 67 miles per hour, and a whopping 6,442 feet of track. The main strength of this ride is its length. The ride effectively feels like 3 different wooden coasters put into one colossal ride. You have the first section with the main drop and large airtime hills. This part is very similar to the beginning of Shivering Timbers at Michigan's Adventure. The second part of the ride is the Spaghetti Bowl Twister section. This part is filled with airtime, low-to-the-ground maneuvers, and high-speed, high-banking turns through the forest. This section is absolutely amazing at night due to how dark it can get back there. Finally, you have the third section, which is the return trip. This section just keeps getting faster and faster as you go, because the terrain goes downhill back to the station. It's paced so well and has some great airtime pops near the end of the ride. While the ride experience is spectacular, the off-ride experience is just as amazing. The ride has multiple sections where it crosses over and underneath paths of the park. The interaction with the surrounding themed land is perfect. It makes guests want to ride, and even if they don't, it gives them something to watch. I've seen many guests just stand in the plaza and watch this thing fly around them in awe. It's truly a breathtaking attraction. The station and queue are generic, while also being quite unique. The queue is pretty much completely condensed under the station, kind of like Candemonium at Hershey Park's queue. The station is also set up in a way that the train flies right by and underneath the station. It's very cool to see how engineers made this ride come to life. The Voyage previously ran 3 PTC trains, with 7 cars of 4, allowing for 28 riders per train. However, in 2011, the park sold the PTC trains to Darien Lake in favor of using Gravity Group's new Timberliner trains. The only problem was that the trains did not traverse the track as well as the PTC trains. They would traverse the track much slower than its older trains. The park delayed the Timberliner project and took one of Raven's trains for the time being. It was then announced in 2013 that Holiday World purchased new cars from PTC, effectively canceling the Timberliner project. So now, the ride runs 2 PTC trains with 6 cars instead of 7, allowing for 24 riders per train. Once aboard the train, the ride dispatches you slowly out of the station. The train dips and turns slightly to the left, up and into the 159-foot tall lift hill. At the top, the train gets a great view of the water park, as well as the surrounding Thanksgiving area. The train then plummets down the 154-foot, 65-degree first drop. The first drop is great in the back, but honestly, it's not even a top 5 moment on this ride. That's just how good the rest is. The train then shoots back up into a 108-foot tall airtime hill, providing some decent floater airtime. The train then dives back down and into another airtime hill, this time slightly turning to the left at 100 feet in the air. The train drops into the first of many tunnels. The train barrels over a low-to-the-ground speed hill, which turns slightly to the right before shooting back down into another tunnel. The train then rises up into another airtime hill, this time giving strong ejector airtime. The train then drops into yet another tunnel, which leads into the Spaghetti Bowl portion of the ride. The train rises up and twists from left to right, delivering an insane dose of ejector airtime. The train then dips back down again to the left and begins turning up where it hits a quick airtime pop. The ride hits a very odd airtime moment where the track is banked one way and turning the other, almost like an off-axis airtime hill. The train then hits two highly banked turns, which are very impressive for a wooden roller coaster. The ride then hits another twisted airtime hill, only this one is a bit too abrupt for me. It really throws you from one side to the other, and if you're not prepared for it, it's gonna hurt. This is really the only moment of the ride that I wasn't that big of a fan of. The train then hits the mid-course brake run. Yeah, there's still more. The ride dips down into a triple down underground in a tunnel. If you sit in the back row, the final drop of this triple down is absolutely insane. It's almost scary how strong it is, but I can't get enough. The ride exits the tunnel and does a few airtime hills, twisting and following the ride structure. They provide some good floater airtime. The train then starts to weave in and out of the ride structure, banking really high on some of the turns, creating some fun forces. The train then does a bit of a twisted airtime hill over the lift hill, and then dives back down underneath the station. This part was surprising to me as it provided some very strong airtime, combined with some strong laterals. The ride then twists up and over the brake run, and back down into another tunnel before rising up into an airtime pop, and a swooping turn to the right, delivering one last moment of airtime before hitting the brakes, finally ending the ride experience. The Voyage is such an appropriate name for this ride. It feels like a whole voyage with how long the experience is. I got more than 15 rides in one day, and man, this thing is just incredible. It's kind of hard to marathon just due to the length of it, and it's relentless from start to finish. The only real moment to catch your breath is the mid-course. I'd definitely say, in my opinion, this is the best wooden roller coaster I have ever been on. Yes, I prefer it over Shivering Timbers and El Toro. The Voyage is my number 2 coaster, just behind Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point. So it's definitely a ride I'd recommend for anyone that has never ridden the Voyage. This park in general is a must-do if you're a theme park or coaster enthusiast like me. So what are your thoughts on the Voyage at Holiday World? Do you agree with my opinions? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. If you'd like to support the channel even more, become a member and receive numerous benefits, such as watching all my videos the day before they release, access to my monthly top 25 coaster list, member shoutouts, and more. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.